Thank you for joining us today for the City Biz CEO interviews. City Biz List is a local business news, networking, and web publication located in over 20 cities. Edwin Warfield and his team have conducted over 1,000 interviews from entrepreneurs, innovators, business owners, and leaders in the communities. My name is Jim Chivers. I'm a commercial real estate broker with a company called Gold and Company. We're located right in Baltimore in the Mount Washington Village. Today, I'm extremely excited to bring Evan Roberts, managing member of Clipper Construction. Evan brings a decade of construction experience spanning across historic restorations to commercial tenant fit-outs in the Baltimore region. Mr. Roberts, good to see you. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, good to see you too, Jim. Thanks for having me.
Evan, you grew up in Towson. You're a retriever. You went to UMBC. What led you to get into the construction industry?
So I think a lot of people in construction kind of find themselves there almost by accident. I am no different. So went to school for environmental science, realized that really wasn't for me, but I was too far into the degree at that time. So came out of school and while I was working full time actually in finance, began construction as part of the home flipping and rental property business that I had started with Jeff at the time when we were 22. So through just iterations, got more and more involved, and here I am now, managing partner of a commercial construction firm.
Clipper Construction, explain to us and give us a snapshot of the company, what your specialties are in the construction industry, and what areas and geography do you guys focus in?
Yeah, so Clipper Construction, I label us a boutique commercial construction firm focusing on fit-out work and capital projects, some of the in the DMV market, so Northern Virginia, DC, and Maryland. Primarily focusing in industrial, retail, and offices, but we do have project experience across many different verticals.
Your partner and other managing member, Jeffrey Miller. Talk to me about how the two of you connected and what was the process to start Clipper Construction in 2020?
Yeah, so Jeff and I first came together actually in college. I played rugby with his cousin. Got to know him just as a friend at the time. And after college, we shared a mutual interest in investing in residential real estate. So started working together when we were, again, 22 years old, buying houses, flipping them, also building out a rental portfolio. And through iterations over the years that, involved us getting deeper into the residential construction field, ultimately led to the pivot to commercial when we really saw an opportunity for a more business to business type sales cycle, which I felt most comfortable with, right? And I felt that was best suited to how we wanted to conduct our business.
You started Clipper Construction at a unique time. In these young years of business, Evan, what are the biggest challenges that you guys had to deal with and how have you overcome them?
So I think like a lot of businesses in 2023, liquidity and cost of capital, number one complaint I think I'm even hearing from my clients, but certainly we were no different. Very fortunate that through time we were able to leverage existing banking relationships and also our own capital through a refinance of our rental portfolio that really set us up for success. But I think that's a challenge that I'm hearing from every single client across every different vertical, cost of capital for sure.
Evan, share some of the projects that your team has worked on to date.
So some notable ones that we've worked on, the amenity spaces for the City Garage building, Church Bar and Station North. Currently working on Catalog Coffee on the Avenue. Also doing a full roof replacement with some masonry work for the Hyatt and Harbor East. We work for kind of a multitude of clients from some of the bigger names, JLL, Cushman Wakefield, Equity Residential, et cetera.
The world around us is always changing. What are things that your company has to do to stay up with the different technologies and the trends in the construction industry?
So that's a great point. We really label ourselves a tech-enabled construction firm. Always reading, always looking at what some of the larger general contractors are doing. They a lot of times have dedicated teams just to rolling out and implementing new technologies. So, by doing that, we've rolled out 360 photography for our site documentation. We're using Procore, which is kind of the premier project management software. We're using cloud-based Google Workspace for a more collaborative work environment overall. But always reading, always seeing what everybody else is doing, and iterating anytime it makes sense for our client experience, and we can make it better.
You mentioned the changes. There are constant changes in the construction requirements, making buildings more green or LEED certified. What changes have you seen, and what are some environmentally friendly practices in your construction projects?
Every project that we're really taking on, particularly in, like, let's say Baltimore City, for example, is going to be held to more green standard nowadays. So we're seeing insulation requirements going up. We're seeing recycling requirements for some of our government jobs that we're seeing. So, it really depends on the project, but, I think recycling is a huge opportunity. I think there's so much waste in the commercial construction industry. I really see that becoming a really big focus. We've got some architects really focusing on reusing materials, salvaging existing materials to reuse again. Again, I'm going to go back to insulation. I think there's a ton of energy waste with some of these older buildings that we have as well.
Without a doubt, there is plenty of competition in the construction industry. What sets you apart from your competitors and other in the same line of construction that you are in, Evan?
So I'm going to go back to the word boutique, right? But I think a boutique feel that our company gives, and that's really a top to bottom piece of our culture, right? So from our project managers or superintendents to, what I would probably say is an overly involved owner with our projects. That client experience is something that I think sets us apart. In a world full of really great contractors, Baltimore's got some, really great ones. I always tell my clients when I'm talking to them about their project to pick who you want to be attached at the hip with for the next 6 months, because you really are married to your contractor during the course of that project, right? So I'm confident that our client experience is what sets us apart.
In my commercial real estate world, relationships are very important. How do you build, maintain strong relationships with clients, subcontractors, and suppliers in the construction industry?
So my core responsibility is really to do just that now. I think that to be able to do that, I've put some really great people in place. Again, I'm not having to be in every single meeting for every single project. So now I can get myself in front of clients strategically. I can focus on building, deeper relationships with our subcontractors and our vendors. I personally know that as a contractor, we can't do anything without them. And so I really do put a lot of time into building those contractor relationships so that we can deliver a better client experience.
Evan, just recently, you closed on a building in the heart of Locust Point for your company headquarters. It was really a down and dirty building. I should know because I sold it to you. It needs a complete renovation. But tell me about the process from securing financing and to what your vision is for the property.
Yep, it's definitely a fixer-upper. So, really, as a commercial contractor, we were, of course, looking for an opportunity to force some equity through construction. This kind of fit the mold that the original formula for real estate investing that we've learned, 10 years ago, just buy the ugly building on the best block, right? And I think this building really fits that to a T. Identified that, went through traditional financing, or a process very similar through a program with the state under DHCD that allowed us to secure a really great favorable term sheet in a tough lending environment. We went into it knowing, and I think we're working closer, we're kind of nailing down the final pieces, but knowing that our headquarters is going to be there, working on a co-working space that's going to be providing additional flex office for the tenants, the occupants of Locust Point, and also bringing a cafe space to the community, which I think everyone walking their dog past, the job site every day has been really excited about.
Evan, how can people get a hold of you and your partner, Jeffrey Miller, with any construction requirements that they may have?
Yeah, I can be reached 443-875-2788 personally. Our website is www.clipper.construction, no.com. Best way to reach out to us is just an inquiry through the website, but I will happily take a phone call.
Evan, Thank you for spending time with us. Great to see you. Thank you for joining us in City Biz Interview with the CEO. And thank you to our listeners.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.